Hello everyone, it's that teacher here, and today's lesson is going to be on addition, level 3. Let's start learning. Addition with decimals is quite a complex process. However, with these few strategies and tips and tricks that I'm going to teach you now, the process will be simplified and it will be a breeze. So before we get into that lesson, just a quick challenge. How many giraffes, using your addition skills, how many giraffes are in this picture? Please let me know in the comments below. Now, tips for class. When you're adding decimals, it's extremely important that your decimal place is in line. So as you can see, your maths books are in grid paper, exactly like this. As mentioned in my previous video, one number per box is the best strategy, keeps it neat. However, with the decimal place, it's important that you keep that in exactly the same line. This will make the process easier to add and less complicated. Because if you put your writing, your numbers in your books like this, you're gonna have a far less chance to answer that question correctly. When a teacher sees this, red flags go off. There's 100% or most likely going to be an error, a simple error, which is completely unavoidable in that series of numbers. So if you write your numbers like this, they're clear, they're in their place values, they're easy to read, it's simple. Now, just quickly, one more tip I wanted to tell you. As you can see, 24.53 plus 3.44. They're not the same. There's nothing in the tens column for that 3.44. A quick tip and strategy for you to become less confused and make this way simpler of a task for you is to put a 0 in that tens column. What that will do is enable you to deal with the exact same amount of numbers. Even though the 0 is worthless, it's taking a place and your eyes will see 4 numbers. And when you finally get to that 2 plus 0, it's going to equal 2. So putting that little 0 in place will keep your numbers neater and more succinct and also in their correct place value. So that's a little tip that I teach with the students in my class. Hopefully that can be helpful for you. Now I'm gonna go through 2 different strategies to answer these addition with decimal questions. 8 plus 8 is 16. You put the 6 below. Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, you put the 1 on top. This is strategy 1. Now, you need to add 2 plus 9, which is 11, plusing the 1 is 12. So once you hit 12, the decimal place is there. Don't even worry about it. Just move on with the strategy. Keep them in line, but they don't really matter in this sense. You just have to have them there, but the strategy itself works without it. So what I mean by that, as we said, 2 plus 9 is 11 plus 1 is 12. Now, you need to put the 1 from the 12 above the 5, which would be 5 plus 5 plus the 1 is 11. So you're doing exactly the same method as my previous lesson. However, it has a decimal place. Like I said before, it's not really relevant. Keep it there, it's important, but during the actual solving of the problem, it's not a big deal. So finally, you've got 11, you put the 1 above the 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, plusing 1 is 9. So 91.26. Now, that's strategy 1. Strategy 2 is always my personal favorite. I find it the easiest, especially once the number gets a bit longer. It's easier to take place of where you're up to and things like that. But if you prefer other methods, please use them. Maths is all about finding what is comfortable for you. If you get to the answer, the correct answer, you've done a good job. So 8 plus 8 is 16. Crossing off the 2, this is strategy 2, crossing off the 2, adding it to become a new number 3. 3 plus 9 is 12. Crossing off that 5, remember just skipping over the decimal place, don't even worry about it. That becomes a 6. Now, 6 plus 5 is 11. Putting the other 1, crossing the 6 off, adding it there, making it 7. 7 plus 2 finally is 91. So as you can see, like I mentioned before, the decimal place is important, of course, to the integrity of the number. However, when you're adding these questions and showing you're working out, you just continue as if it's not there. So some students get a little bit caught up. What do I do with this decimal point? You need to keep it there to keep your numbers in place. However, when you're solving it, just solve it like you would any other addition question. So I'm going to show you two more side to side with strategy 1, strategy 2, then it's going to be your turn. So with 72.47 plus 67.94, 7 plus 4 is 11, okay? Now we need to move the 1 from the 11 to the 4. Now, 4 plus 9 is 13, plus 1 is 14, decimal point, remember you have to keep it there, and you move the 1 to the next column. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 1 is 10, put the 0 below and move the 1 to the next column. Finally, 7 plus 6 is 13, plus 1 is 14. As I've stated previously, if there's no more numbers, you just need to write whatever answer you get, 14. So 140.41. In strategy 2, you have 46.68 plus 67.34. 8 plus 4 is 12. Now, you cross off the 6, add it to become a new number 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Put the decimal point there. Cross off the next number, add it so it becomes a 7. Don't forget, if you don't put that decimal place there, your number's going to be wrong. Just keep it in line with the other numbers. 7 plus 7 is 14. Cross off the 4, make it a 5. And remember, you're at the final column, so you need to, whatever answer you get, you need to write below. 5 plus 6 is 11, so 114.02. Now it's going to be your turn. I highly recommend that you give both strategies a go. However, if you have already a strategy that you prefer, use that. Like I said, maths is all about finding what works for you, okay? So these are your questions. Now I'm going to show you the answers in a short time. Please, if you could, like and subscribe, that would be amazing for me. It already provides me so much motivation. I'm loving doing these videos. So if you could like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the answers. So as you can see, 123.81 and 162.94. Hopefully these strategies have helped you in your addition journey. Now adding with decimals is difficult, but with these strategies, hopefully it's simplified. Now, thank you so much for coming and watching the lesson. That's addition with decimals, level 3. Thank you. We'll see you on the next lesson.